you're a Joplin user and a Debian user, you may have noticed after you've updated Joplin recently, it's no longer working, or maybe you're installing it for the first time. The reason for this is that there are special kernel parameters in Debian for security purposes that may or may not be overkill. I'll let people smarter than me decide that. And Joplin is based on Electron, a very common toolkit effectively to make applications quickly using a Chrome browser base, the open source bit of it, not necessarily having all the Googles buying in it, so don't be too worried about that. And Electron conflicts with that Debian security principle. There's two ways around this. I'm going to show you the one that I'm the most comfortable with, which effectively tells Joplin that it doesn't need to run in a sandbox. If you don't know, a sandbox effectively means the application is only able to access the application's own files. Now when it comes to Joplin, I'm not really concerned about them accessing my other files. In fact, I'd rather them be able to do that because I'd like to import images to my notes. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and show you how to fix this. Alright, and here you can see the discourse forum for Joplin app and where they're talking about this fix. And this is actually recommended by one of the developers. They said you can use this flag, no sandbox. And if I remember, I'll put the link to this discourse bug report in the YouTube video description below. But if I don't, somebody remind me in the comments. So to do this, I'm using Linux Mint Debian Edition. If you're using any other Debian edition, just figure out how you edit menu entries in your particular distro or DE. For me, I'm just right-clicking on menu, and this is usually the case. I'm clicking configure, and this is the default Linux Mint menu. And I'm clicking the menu option and clicking open menu editor. Now I gotta find Joplin's entry. I find it here, select it, click properties. And at the end of the command, when I click it and hit the end button on my keyboard, I'm gonna paste in that no sandbox argument. So that effectively just passes an additional command to Joplin and say, hey, I don't care that you're not running a sandbox, that's fine. Let's ignore that security feature of Debian, or in this case, Electron. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Close this. I no longer need the browser window. I'm going to go ahead and open Joplin again. And there's Joplin. Works perfectly. So I hope that helps you guys out. And I plan to make a lot of videos like this for users of all different platforms, whether it be mobile or desktop. I mean, really all platforms. So drop a subscribe and a like if you like this content and want more of it. I also do live Q&As on Wednesdays, or at least try to, and have a subreddit and a website with tons of free resources. So I'll check you guys later. Hey, welcome to Bubble Tech. You have to have a